And I'll officially welcome everybody who's joining us live for our summer 2026 virtual kickoff. I'll also share a greeting for anybody who may be watching this recording. We're so excited to be with you this afternoon to talk to you about our summer semester, including the registration details that hopefully you're all very interested in, and also going to explain some new features that we're hopeful will meet the needs of so many members who have let us know through feedback what they could make use of. So I think without further ado, we're going to dive right into our agenda. I'll go to the next slide to do a formal introduction of our staff. I am Jordan Williams. I'm the Senior Director of our department, which is called Lifelong Learning and Community Engagement. We are the department on campus that operates the OLLI program, which we will, of course, be speaking about today. Also on the call, we have our Program Associate Director, Dr. Megan Bryan. We have our Budget Officer, Jamie Thomas, our program project specialist, Elisa Glarup. And he's not with us on the call, but he's with us in spirit, our incredible student assistant, Will Jenkins. Um, I'll say a little bit about what everybody does, but just know that there are plenty of other duties of things that go on behind the scenes with a program of our size. But Megan's primary responsibility has to do with our scheduling. So she's working currently actually to get our fall semester scheduled. And so she deals a lot with our instructors and our curriculum committee as kind of, again, her primary responsibility. Jamie, of course, helps us keep the books all on track, but she also helps to operate or really operates our OLLI store, which is going to be sharing a little bit more about today. Elisa is kind of like our out in front at the front desk, greeting everybody as they come into our office. She supports so many people, but certainly our members and members of the public who are interested in learning about OLLI. She supports them over the phone, by email, and just tons of administrative duties behind the scenes as well. We're really fortunate that Will also supports us by hosting our classes here in the UNT location and also supporting members on the phone and email and doing, again, a lot of administrative tasks behind the scenes. So you'll be hearing from all of our full-timers today. We're breaking up our presentation so that we each have kind of a role to play. We are located in the UNT Support and Services building. You can see the address here. We're right off of 35 in Denton on UNT's Denton campus. We're open from 8 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. We do close for any holidays that the university observes. And there is a parking permit required for our lot. So if you're brand new or considering joining the program, please, if you do come and visit us, make sure that you stop by to talk to us about the parking situation so we make sure that you don't get a ticket just for coming to say hello. And if you're a member, always remember to bring your OLLI member parking permit with you to this building. I want to acknowledge our volunteers. I've been seeing some of the names scroll through, so I know we have quite a few of these folks on the call with us today. We have a wonderful advisory council who serves to provide advice to our staff, especially when we're considering different program changes or new ideas to pursue. They are really, really valuable to represent the membership and share their thoughts and feedback with us. We also have standing committees who do things like help us review our proposals for classes that come in every semester. We also have a membership committee that helps us make sure that we are, again, meeting the needs of all the members in our community. And really, we truly wouldn't be able to do that without volunteer support. We have an incredible staff support team that helps us out, especially when we have events that we might need setup and tear down assistance. We have amazing greeters here at our UNT location. Many of our hosts at our satellite locations are also operating in a volunteer capacity. And basically, whenever there is a call for something that we can use some help with, we're always able to reach out to the staff support team to see who might be able to come in and assist us. We have a great ambassador outreach team. Some of you who are on this call perhaps maybe attended a presentation by one of our ambassadors. We also, again, really rely on them to help get the word out about OLLI. They can be in many more places than we can as staff, and there's nothing like hearing from another member about our program. New, really just this semester, we're building up our storytelling team, which is our members who are helping us by capturing photos and occasionally doing things like maybe conducting interviews with members, anything that we can do to help capture what we're doing, both for posterity and also to help us tell the story of who we are. So again, it's just a very brief rundown of the incredible support we receive from all of our volunteers. On today's agenda, I'm going to kick things off by saying a little bit more about exactly what OLLI at UNT is and what we offer. Elise is going to talk to us a little bit about our benefits and how you can attend a class for free. Megan is going to give a little bit of a preview of our summer semester, highlighting some of our special events and lecture series. Then you'll be back with me as I talk about this feature that we've been kind of promoting for the last week or so, a searchable online calendar. That will be kind of combined with some basic instructions on how you can be prepared to sign up for classes. And also, if you are interested in becoming a member, how you can do that as well. And we will have Jamie telling us a little bit about all the things that are available at our OLLI store and how you can help us select new merchandise. We are going to have time for a Q&A at the end, but there's no reason to hold on to your question until then. As soon as you think of a question, if you want to drop it in the chat, we will keep our eyes on that and we'll review the chat as well at the end of the session to make sure we touch on everyone's questions. So I'll dive right in to what I think is often maybe one of the first questions that we get for those who are learning about OLLI is, what does OLLI mean? You can see on the screen that OLLI stands for the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. It is an acronym. That's why it's all capitalized. And if you're writing it out, there is no E on the end. It's not a proper name, but it is an acronym. We're very proud of this part of our name. Number one, because of the very first letter, O, stands for Osher, as in Bernard and Barbara Osher. They are a couple and incredible philanthropists who support a variety of causes related to higher education, but lifelong learning for adults over the age of 50 is prime above them. We are endowed by the Bernard Osher Foundation, which is a part of how our funding supports our program. And we are one of just about over 120 OLLI programs that are in existence in the United States. We are the only OLLI in the North Texas area, and we're very proud of that fact because in order to become an OLLI, we did have to meet certain criteria with regard to the number of members that we're able to serve and to demonstrate the quality of the program we're able to offer. So that's really in recognition of what we were doing before we became an OLLI that we now bear that name. Lifelong learning refers to probably what you're all here because you already are lifelong learners, but we promote basically non-credit types of educational programming, which I'll dive into a little bit more of why we do that. And we are an institution of higher learning and lifelong learning. So that's what OLLI stands for, and we are proud to be one. So as I was kind of alluding to, we do offer non-credit educational activities that are intended to help adults over the age of 50 keep minds active, explore new interests, be in community with other people who are also interested in lifelong learning. And we really like to think of ourselves as a one-stop shop for exclusive and one-of-a-kind learning opportunities. Many of the people who are members of our program are already the types of people who will go, for example, to see a lecture at their local library or visit a museum or go to a local festival. We really try to bring in as many of those kinds of enriching activities all in one place. So every semester when we launch our catalog and announce our schedule, you can see a wide variety of activities that you will hopefully want to take part in, and one membership gets you access to all of them. So some of the convenience factor is what we really try to offer as well. To break it down a little bit more, we do offer, as I've been saying, non-credit classes and lecture series. The real highlight for us is that non-credit factor. There are no tests, no grades. There are never any mandatory assignments, which means that we are all together just for the joy and the fun of learning something new. And what we do with the lessons that we learn in class are totally up to us. There's no requirement to, again, submit any papers or anything like that. The people who teach our classes are very incredible volunteers. We have quite a few active and retired UNT faculty who teach for us every semester. And again, we're very proud of that and grateful for all of those folks who generously donate their time. We also are fortunate to have many other subject matter experts from throughout the community. Many people actually reach out to us once they know that our program serves this community and offer to propose or offer to teach classes. So we're able to bring in people from throughout North Texas and sometimes even from beyond that. We do also offer some special events and workshops to kind of break things up. So we aren't exclusively offering, in the classroom lecture style presentations. There are many opportunities to do things that are more hands-on. We have a lot of crafting workshops that we've been able to start doing lately. And again, special events maybe oriented around a specific theme or something very special that's going on at that point in time in our semester. We also want to make sure we're offering plenty of opportunities for members to get together and share their shared interests. So we do have special interest groups, which we'll be talking about a little bit later in this presentation. Those are member-led. We as staff just do what we can to support those efforts whenever somebody approaches us and lets us know they want to lead a special interest group. And so book clubs and so forth, you can imagine. We'll talk a little bit more about that in detail later, but we're really try to make sure we're offering as many of those opportunities as possible. And we also travel. So we'll talk a little bit about the travel opportunities that are part of our program. We do try to make our program fit what are often very busy schedules for our members who are largely retired, but definitely busy with other volunteering responsibilities and family and things like that. So we primarily offer our classes in the day. Most of what we offer in terms of our non-credit classes are 90-minute lectures. So for the most part, if you're interested in a topic, you're signing up for one 90-minute lecture, and that's the maximum time commitment you have to that topic. If the instructor has more information, sometimes that can extend to up to four 90-minute sessions for one topic, but that would be the longest commitment you would ever really be committed to when signing up for an OLLI class. And every member builds their own personal schedule. So we lay out a range of offerings, and then it's up to every member to pick and choose exactly what they want to attend. We do have 3 semesters each year, which you can see on the bottom of the slide. We're gearing up for our summer semester, which is a little bit shorter. It's just June and July. Then we go right into fall from September through November, and spring, February through April, before we turn around and do it all over again. We have 6 locations throughout North Texas, starting with where we are all located right now and where our offices are in the UNT Support and Services building. That's this dot right here in Denton. We also have classes in the Robeson Ranch Clubhouse, just a little bit down 35W. If you go down to Keller, we have classes in the Keller Senior Activity Center. Then we also are having classes in the Lantana Community Event Center, as well as the Flower Mound Senior Center, creating kind of a little circle here right around our North Texas area. And we also have a really special relationship with CC Young Senior Living in Dallas, right across White Rock Lake. We understand that if you're living up here, you may or may not be willing to drive all the way down to Dallas for the classes that are offered there. But thanks to the incredible technology and staff and volunteers that they have to operate it, we are able to live stream classes from that location based on the instructor giving us their permission, and we can save those recordings as well. So even if you aren't able to drive down to CC Young in person, you can always watch the live stream, which we email those links out to everyone for easy access. If you are a member of OLLI, you are able to attend classes at any of these locations. The schedules vary based on what we're able to fit into. Each location has a different day when they offer classes, and so based on instructor availability, often impacts who's teaching where. So there's a variety, and you may want to explore each location to see all the classes that are being offered every semester. We also like to offer opportunities to give back. Now, as I mentioned, many of those opportunities are for our program. So there are opportunities to support our staff or serve on a committee or the advisory council. We also partner with the UNT Food Pantry. They support UNT students who are experiencing food insecurity. We have food drives for them twice a year, and also we encourage members to volunteer directly through the food pantry. They often need help stocking their shelves or fulfilling orders, things like that. We have a wonderful relationship with the PUSH program on campus. They support students at the university who have experienced foster care and help them connect them to the resources that are available to them. We have a Friends of Push initiative, which allows the Push staff to reach out to us whenever there's something that they feel OLLI members might be able to help a student with. And so we share that information with those who sign up to be Friends of Push. So you have an opportunity, if you are able, to step up and maybe meet a student's needs. We recently started to also promote the Conversation Partner Program with and Megan, I'm going to forget what the acronym stands for, but IELI supports, it's the it's the
The
English Language Institute.
Intensive English Language Institute.
Thank you. That's why it takes a village, right?
Yeah.
So we are now promoting this conversation partner program where OLLI members can fill out a form to let them know that they are interested in meeting up with an international student and helping them with their English, and also just doing a little exchange of information, learning a little bit more about them, sharing more about yourself, that kind of thing. So if you have any other ideas for community service, we have recently started to make people aware of a local homeless shelter in town called Our Daily Bread, and they have volunteer opportunities. We're always interested in making sure that we can be that bridge to service opportunities that members might want. So please let us know if you're aware of anything. And you can see here on our website that we list out more details about all of these volunteer options. Oh, I'm going to go back because I have one more slide. I mentioned that we travel as well. So we work with the Colette Travel Agency to offer domestic and international trips every year. Remaining in our current slate, we do have Christmas markets in Montreal coming up at the end of this year, and Machu Picchu and the Galapagos in early 2027. I'm working right now with our Colette representatives to develop the slate of trips for all of 2027. So we'll be preparing to announce those this coming September. But we really encourage you to check out our website to see if any of those upcoming trips are of interest to you. We're also really grateful for Andrew Torgett and his company Yellow Rose Tours. They offer historical bus trips around the state of Texas, and we have that information on our website as well. He has an email list and he keeps everybody up to date about the future trips he's offering. There's some really exciting trips coming up this fall, and I believe there may still be one or two seats available for the Revolutionary Road trip that he's offering in June, I believe. So definitely check out this part of our website for more information about that. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to turn things over to Elisa.
Thank you so much, Jordan. I appreciate that. As an OLLI at UT member, you're not just taking classes. You're really gaining access to a wide range of benefits, both on campus and in the community. For example, members can receive a 10% discount at the UNT CoLab in downtown Denton, which is a great spot for unique and locally made items by artists, which is really neat if you haven't major wave there. It's a neat place just to visit. You can also purchase discount tickets to the UNT dance and theater performances, making it easy to stay connected to the arts. If you're interested in wellness, you can join the Pole Recreation Center here on campus at a reduced monthly rate, which will gain you access to the many benefits of our facility. Also on campus, we have a member lounge where you can enjoy and relax, browse through some free books that have been donated by fellow members. We also have the option to request a UNT library card to access the Willis Library, along with the community perk of a 10% discount at Froth Coffee and Dessert Bar. In addition, we also offer discount tickets to Louisville Lake Symphony. You could definitely watch for emails for dates and times and whatnot. Another favorite benefit is access to a complimentary concert tickets through the College of Music. It is definitely noteworthy that this benefit will be picked back up, in the fall and the spring semester. These are also announced through the email throughout the semester, and members can reserve tickets to select performances. And finally, next. Thank you, Jordan. And finally, you could share OLLI with others with refer a friend option. Friends can attend one class for free or join you as a guest. Just email our office with your information, with your guest's detail, and the classes they'd like to attend. This option does not apply to special events or lectures or the lecture series. Overall, OLLI is about staying engaged, continuing to learn, and to be part of a welcoming community. And with all that, I'll go ahead and leave you with our Associate Director, Megan, with our summer 2026 schedule highlights. Ms. Megan?
All right. Thank you, Elisa. Thank you, Jordan. Just in case, to make sure everybody knows, on our website, olli.unt.edu, our summer 2026 catalog is now available for download as a PDF. If you go to this website here, olli.unt.edu/catalog, you can download it right now. And so you can look at some of these features for yourself or when you have some free time. We will be issuing printed catalogs as usual. They will be delivered to our satellite classrooms the week of May 5th. So that is when you can expect to receive. If you're waiting for the catalog at Robeson, it will be delivered during that week. There is also going to be a searchable web calendar, which is a new feature for us. And Jordan is going to give some details later on this presentation about that. But we're all very excited about this new feature. Should hopefully make things easier for you and for the staff here in selecting and picking out and seeing what classes are available. All right, so we have some really great special events coming up for the summer. Um, The first one is, and I can't remember the acronym because it's a terrible acronym. Those of you who were at the anti-Semitism lecture with Joel Switzer this month, he agrees it's a terrible acronym. The Texas Holocaust and Genocide Council. I think there's another C, but I'm missing out that. Anyway, we're welcoming Anna Sultan Eisen from this organization. She has written a book called A Daughter's Life in the Shadow of the Holocaust, based on her parents' experiences in 10 concentration camps throughout Poland, Germany, and France. And so she details some of the horrific experiences that her parents suffered during that time. She will have her book available at the event, so you can purchase it and get signed copies of it as well. We're also having another tour of the UNT Texas Fashion Collection. Some of you may have been there before. Wonderful Annette Becker, one of the great friends of our program, is offering 3 tour options. She's offering on Friday, June 2nd, and then June 10th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. You can go to the Texas Fashion Collection in person with Annette, and she will give you a guided tour of some of their wonderful items there. She is also offering on July 17th a virtual tour. So if you'd rather just stay at home and watch it on Zoom, Annette's going to go through on Zoom and show you select pieces and discuss some of those. So again, if you don't want to come all the way to UNT, or if you just want to sit and have coffee in your pajamas and learn something, that's perfectly acceptable too. We are doing, I think, a very exciting walking tour called Ghosts, Gunslingers, and Greenbacks, The Wild and Weird History of Denton. It's going to be offered by Brian Dixon on Thursday, June 25th. There's going to be 2 options available. It's the same tour, but there's a group that's going to be able to attend at 4, from 4 to 5, and then from 6 to 7. So that's the second group. You're going to be meeting in Denton Square around the grave of John Denton. And again, if you don't know where that is, you can absolutely reach out to us. But Brian is just going to walk you around Denton and give a tour of some of the interesting historical and just weird history that we have here in Denton. Obviously, that is a walking tour. The total walking distance is 0.75 miles and is ADA accessible. But this is, of course, limited to smaller groups, as the guide will not be using a microphone. And of course, we just don't want to have too many people so nobody can hear. There's also going to be an option with that tour. It ends in a local bar in Denton to play a game called Shotsy. I don't know what this is, but it's apparently some game involving shots and alcohol. That's not required if you don't want to do that. But if you do want to do that, that's just a little extra perk. You pay for the shots yourself. And then Brian will have some comments about that. Another very exciting event that we're happy to present is Jane Schultz is going to give us a lecture at Robeson Ranch on July 7th about Georgia O'Keeffe at the Amon Carter Museum, talking about her contributions to modernism and painting in the 20th century. She's also, it's the same lecture, so don't feel like you need to sign up for the lecture and then go to the museum. You can sign up for the lecture or go to the museum, because she will be giving a tour at the Amon Carter Museum on July 9th from 11 to 12:30. And you just meet at the museum. She is a docent there, and she will take you around and show you the Georgia O'Keeffe painting. So that's more of a, you're there and you see the visual representation, while the Robeson Ranch aspect is just a lecture that she's going to tell you about some paintings. So you can do either or. There's really no need to do both. Although, of course, I'm not telling you what to do. You can do what you want. But Jane did say to mention that you don't have to sign up for both. You can just pick which one you want to do. All right. And as this is the 250th anniversary of America's founding, we did want to do something special along that theme. So we have one special event in particular that I think really encapsulates that. The UNT Sky Theater is doing Dawn of the Space Age, about the space race against the Soviet Unions and the moon landings and all the science and history behind that. So that's going to be on Thursday, July 16th from 1 to 2 p.m. July 16th is when man first landed on the moon way back in the 60s. So I'm sure some of you remember that, but we thought we'd pick the same day to learn about the moon landing. So yes, those of you who've been to Sky Theater before, you know they always do a great job. So I do hope you'll join us for that one as well. I'm also very excited. This is not an American history topic, but it's me as a medieval history fan is very excited about this particular special event. We have a guest lecturer from the dance and theater department, Alex Heder. He's a professor there, and he teaches historical costuming. And he's going to be talking about the evolution of European armor through the Middle Ages. And he's going to bring actual samples of medieval armor and weapons for us to like handle. Probably not try on because that stuff's really heavy, but certainly we can handle and look at it. So I'm very excited about that class in particular, even though it's nothing to do with our broader theme of America's birthday. In the America's Birthday theme, we are very excited to finally bring back our bus trips. I know many members have been asking me, when are we going to schedule a new bus trip? Well, we finally scheduled a new bus trip. We are going to go to the National Medal of Honor Museum in Arlington, and we are having a VIP guided tour. Someone from the museum will take us around and show us a lot of the exhibitions that aren't necessarily open to the public. There's a Moments of Action exhibit, From Rails to Rotor exhibit, metal exhibits, and then other interactive exhibits for members to enjoy. As I say, we will have a personal guided tour of that museum. We'll have the bus pickup in 3 different locations. So we're going to pick up people from Flower Mound, Robeson Ranch, and Keller. You can be at any of those locations to get picked up. And the cost is going to be $72 per member. And that guarantees you obviously a seat on the bus and then entrance to the museum and this particular special tour that's only available to OLLI members. And so we're very excited to offer that. I know this is a trip that a lot of OLLI members have told us they're really excited about. They really want to go to the Medal of Honor Museum. So I'm glad we were able to make that work. And as I say, in this semester, celebrating the birth of America, I think that should be a great trip.
I'll go the right direction for you.
For our Get to Know series this semester, we are going to get to know the UNT College of Engineering. We've recently made some friends there, and they're very excited about the talks they're going to offer us. Our first one is Angus McCall. He's a retired U.S. naval officer, and he was a submarine captain during the Cold War. And he has a lot of personal stories about his experiences during that time. Angus is a wonderful person. He's very personable, and he's going to be a really great speaker for us. So we're very excited to offer that. He's a development officer in the College of Engineering, and so he knows a lot about both sides of the actual teaching of engineering and also fundraising and things like this. So he's going to be a very interesting speaker. We also have Amir Jafari, who is a professor at the College of Engineering, and he's going to talk about embracing tomorrow, how robotics and AI will shape our daily lives. I know a lot of our members are very excited about AI, and so is Dr. Jafari. He has a lot of interesting benefits and insights that he hopes to share with you. His presentation is going to be really excellent. So I do encourage you to join us and the College of Engineering at these events. And we are doing, as usual, our Semester OLLI After 5 series at Robeson Ranch. And again, we want to do this on the America's 250th theme. So Drianna Belden from the UNT Libraries is going to give a talk called Love is in the Air, Marriage and Relationships in Early American History. So from the colonial period, talking about the lives of these people who actually were there at the beginning of our country and how they shaped that. So that should be a very interesting talk. We also have Darren York. Darren York is a fantastic member of ours who is a Ben Franklin impersonator. So he is going to come do a talk as Benjamin Franklin. I'm very excited about this. Inventing Independence, Ben Franklin's Ideals, American Ingenuity, and the Birth of Liberty. So we will have Ben Franklin there. If you'd like to ask any questions of Ben Franklin, he will be speaking about his designs for the foundation of this country. And any other questions you want to ask him, of course, Mr. Franklin will be happy to answer.
And Megan, I'm only going to jump in here for anybody who might be new to OLLI. One of the reasons that the series is so popular is because Robeson Ranch does provide complimentary wine, beer, cheese, and crackers. So you got to show up early to make sure you get your choice of that. But that's another complimentary benefit of this series.
And I think, as Jordan mentioned before, we also have our special interest groups. These are, as Jordan said, more member run. We don't have instructors coming in to teach these. These are literally members get together and decide what sorts of things they want to do. So we have our bookshelf catch up, which is a discussion group about people who buy books and then just forget they have them and they sit on the shelf. And this is a very collaborative group. People decide which books they want to read for the upcoming semester, and it's sort of a democratic process with that. For July 14th, we have Girl Waits with Gun by Amy Stewart, which looks like a really interesting book. And we're going to have a discussion led by Victoria Cummings, PhD. So she's going to lead the discussion, but as I say, all the members contribute to the discussion. We also have the Great Books special interest group that's led by Donna Zelisko McLaughlin, and it's just literature that is considered great books. For this summer, they're only going to read one book, but it is a very large book, so they've split it up into two parts. It's called Babel, or the Necessity of Violence, An Arcane History of the Oxford Translators' Revolution from 2022 by R.F. Kuang. So for the June session, they're doing chapters 1 through 15, and then for the July session, they're doing from chapters 15 to the end of the book. So it's just one book, but it is a very long book and a very complicated book. So hopefully people are excited about digging into that. We also have our book talk series led by Dr. Jean Greenlaw. Jean Greenlaw is a columnist for the Denton Record Chronicle, and she writes a column called Book Talk. And so these will be talking about books on specific subjects. So the subject for June is anything goes, we can talk about any subject whatsoever. But the subject for July is again on the theme of celebrating the 250th anniversary of the Constitution. So books relating to American history, which should be a really interesting discussion. We also offer regular yoga classes here at the SSB at our Denton location. Sheila Hollencheck does a wonderful job guiding members. You don't have to be experienced, you just have to bring your own mat. And we're going to have 4 sessions of that this summer as well. John Panaska is our wonderful leader of the Writing for Fun group. John enjoys writing for fun and basically does what it says in the title there. Members get together, they write things, they discuss writing. It's a really fun group that both Jordan and I have done guest speaking slots at, and they're very enthusiastic and really into the writing. So that's nice to see. We also have our Solo Travelers Unite group, which is for solo travelers, again, tips about solo traveling, different topics of discussion. And we host these sessions. There's one here at UNT in June, and then there's a session at Keller in July. So those are 2 different locations that this particular SIG is offered at to make it easier for more members to attend. And then finally, we have a brand new SIG this summer, which is proposed by our wonderful and long-term member, I guess, Steve Dubrow. He does the classical vocal recital SIGs in the spring and fall, but for the summer, College of Music doesn't have vocal recitals, so he wanted to do something different. Steve Dubrow was a diplomat for most of his life. He lived overseas in Poland and other areas, and so he's going to discuss foreign affairs and domestic impacts, which again, as it says on the tin, is just a discussion group about they can understand about foreign impacts and how these affect American lives. And it's hopefully a place where people can discuss political issues in a calm and rational environment, which, as we know, is sometimes hard to do these days. So I'm hoping it'll be a really good venue for members to just sit down and talk about the political situations, both at home and abroad.
All right, so with that, I will take things back over to talk a little bit about some basics for registering, whether you are a returning member or possibly somebody joining us for the first time. And I will finally show you this web calendar feature that we have been hyping up so much. So we certainly hope it lives up to the hype. But just some of the basics, if you are looking to join us for the first time, we do offer a few membership options. All of our memberships, though, are annual in nature. So that means from the day that you join, you have 365 days of active membership for that price before you're needing to renew again. For the general public, that's $165 for that year, and that's actually an all courses included rate. So $165 for the year, and then you would not owe any additional fees. The only exceptions to that would be some of our special events, for example, like our chartered bus trip, that has a fee for all members regardless of membership type. But for all of the regular classes and SIGs and lecture series that we offer, there are no fees associated with that. That same membership is also offered at a $100 per year rate for members of any of these discounted groups. So that includes veterans and their spouses, any retired UNT faculty or staff, UNT alumni, as well as members of the Keller, Flower Mound, and Denton senior centers based on the relationships that we have with those senior centers. So if you fall into any of those groups, again, you can have that all courses included membership for just $100 per year. Finally, we do have a pay per course option, and that is $55 again for that year, and then $15 per course. And I do encourage you to kind of read the details in our catalog or on our website about those course fees. But basically, that $15 fee applies to any in-person course at our various locations. It doesn't apply to our live streams from CC Young or any classes that are offered on Zoom. If it's a virtual class, you actually don't pay that $15 fee. And then for our lecture series, as Megan mentioned, the Get to Know UNT series or the Smatresk Ollie After 5 series, we don't charge the $15 fee for those. So it's a pretty good deal, and it's a good option, largely for people who maybe are only looking to attend classes in the evening, or if you do want to travel with us, then you can use that option to become a member. Sorry, let me back that up. We have a lot of members who want to go on these trips, but maybe have friends or relatives, perhaps in other states, who want to go on the trip with them. And so we often find that people join at this rate, which is that lowest annual fee, so that they can be a member and then go on that trip with us. But you can probably do the math yourself if you're interested in taking a lot of classes. Truly, one of those other two all-in courses included membership options is probably going to be the right fit for you. If you are looking to become a member for the first time, we want to direct you to our website here, olli.unt.edu/register. Or if you just find your way to our website, there are buttons that say Join OLLI that will take you to the page that has all of the options for either joining online. There are steps where you can do that, or there is a form that you can download and print out and mail to us if you prefer to do that. Pretty much every one of our locations, we work to keep stocked with those membership forms as well. So if you show up to one of those locations and ask for an OLLI membership form, they should have those for you. If you are a returning member, this is really important. In order to sign up for classes once enrollment goes live, you will need an active OLLI membership. So especially for those, if you can remember that you last renewed this time last year, then it might be time for you to renew again. And we definitely don't want anybody to discover on the morning of registration that their membership is not active, because you won't see any of those add to cart buttons. So we encourage you to check that in advance. You can sign into your member portal account to look that up, or you can contact our staff to confirm that. We are going to be sending out some emails before enrollment opens, and we're going to use our new feature that Elisa helped us set up. So hopefully we should be able to send those expiration dates out to you as well. All right, so enrollment for our summer semester, as you may have seen in our email, is going to open at on Tuesday, May 5th. We decided to go for 10 a.m. this time. I made the mistake of doing 8 a.m. for our spring semester, but as you can imagine, that's a little bit stressful on the staff. So we're going to give ourselves some time that morning to get everything set up, and then at 10 a.m. we will open enrollment. As we always say, enrolling in classes online is just the fastest way to guarantee results. So we encourage anybody who feels comfortable using the member portal to sign into your account, enroll in classes that way, because once you go through the checkout process, then you're automatically in all the classes that you were able to sign up for. So you don't have to wait for staff to process any paperwork. However, we certainly want to make sure that option is available for those who are more comfortable using a hard copy enrollment form. We have that available to download from our website, and we will be hosting some registration stations at our locations, which you can see the schedule reproduced on this slide. These dates are also now on the homepage of our website, so you don't have to worry about catching all these dates now. They are on our website, but we do process those paper forms both when we're there for those registration stations, or any that get mailed into us, or anybody who visits us in the SSB. And again, just another reminder there to check your membership status. I have this on another slide, so I'll reinforce this later, but I do want to go ahead and say we truly just noticed within the last couple of days that our confirmation emails from our registration system are probably currently not going to be working for most of you. If anybody's in the world of IT and knows anything about domain authentication, that's something that we've been trying to work through over the last several weeks for many different platforms. I don't understand all the details yet, but for right now, all that means is our confirmation emails probably are not going to be received. They are going out, but they probably won't be received until we can get this issue addressed. We recognize that this is inconvenient timing, but we are working on some possible solutions for that. But all that is to say that signing into your member portal account now is going to be really one of the best ways that you can confirm what your schedule is going to be. And we are going to show you again this new feature that's going to have an option for that. So okay, one more slide. We're building the anticipation. But I do want to say before we get into the new feature that anybody who has been a member with us, our classic online enrollment method isn't changing. It's still there. So if you recognize this screen here on the right as the way that you sign up for classes, you can still do that. So if you sign in to your member portal account, which is again olli.unt.edu/members for that sign in button, then you will see a screen like this, and each of these squares is a category, obviously, for the types of programming that we offer. You click one of those squares, and it'll show you the list of everything in that category. If you have an active membership, then once we open enrollment, you'll see add to cart buttons, add all the things you want to your cart, proceed through the checkout process, and then you are signed up. So if that's the method that you're familiar with, that still works. But I will say that we have heard from members who have more specific needs, and I'll say that we have a wide variety of ways that members enjoy our program. So we've learned over the years that some members are really looking for a certain category. Some members like to look for the instructors that they're familiar with and see what they're teaching first. Some members are very location specific, so they want to know what's happening at their location that's most convenient to them. And previously, we didn't have too many easy options for that, but that has now changed because we have a brand new registration calendar. So that's what I'm going to be talking to you about over the next few slides. I want to start by saying that we wanted to make this as easy to access as possible. So as of today, there is a button right here on our homepage, right next to a smiling face of Anita, one of our lovely members. So it says search our calendar. If you click that button, it will take you straight to our registration calendar, which is going to be the next screen that I show you. So the registration calendar looks like this. It has some filtering options here at the top, and then below is a listing of every class that we offer or every class that you search for. So by default, this section at the bottom, you can kind of see when I took this screenshot, it was showing you everything for the calendar year at that point, which was probably April 20th when I took that screenshot. But in this section down at the bottom of the screen, you can scroll through to your heart's content all the way through the end of what now is the summer is all we have scheduled, and you can see it all at once. Any one of these class titles there at the bottom, you can click on it and it pops up a screen that gives you all of the full details for that class, including the description, all the details about the location, and if it's being offered at any other locations on other dates. Now, if all of that is kind of more information than you're looking for in the moment and you want to narrow down, you can use any of these search or filtering options. So starting with this top line here, there's a keyword search. That means if you know that you want to see if there are any classes on artificial intelligence, you could type in artificial intelligence, hit search, and then if anything has that phrase in its title or description, those will be the results that you receive. Same with any other keywords. There is a category filter option. And you can see at the top, you can just leave that at all categories, so it's not filtering anything out. But if you know you want to focus in on history or you know you want to sign up for the OLLI After Fives, you can select that category and then continue on to narrow it down even further with some of these other filter options, or just go ahead and hit search right away and see all the OLLI After Fives at a glance. I think the location filter is going to be something that many members are interested in doing because we do hear that from a good portion of our members who are more location specific. So if you know that the Keller Senior Center is really the location that works for you, you're maybe not able to go to the other locations, you can select Keller Senior Activity Center, hit search, and then all the results will just be the classes that are offered at that location. And finally, you can see instructors there as well. So if you're looking for where Megan is teaching, then she's right up at the top of the list with that last name starting with B. So you can scroll through and certainly find any other instructors as well. So we really hope that this is going to be useful to as many members as possible. And I will add that this is open to the public. As I mentioned, you can go to our homepage, click that button, and see all of this information right now. Our summer schedule is live in this calendar right now. You can go in and play with it. There are no add to cart buttons because we have not opened enrollment. But once we open enrollment on May 5th, all you have to do is sign into your member portal account, and you can use this exact calendar also to register or enroll in classes. So the same way you see the screen here, and we're talking about how you might filter the results, when you get and see a class that you want to attend down on this list here below, all you have to do is click it. And then once enrollment opens, you will see a screen that looks like this with the class details and an add to cart button. So you can, confirm that the description is something that you're interested in. You can confirm that it's the right location that you want. You can see all of the date information. Keeping in mind, I'll go back one screen. So you can keep in mind, you see there's one day listed here and a class title. That class might have multiple sessions. It might continue for one or two. So it's really clicking the class title that you will then be able to see the full start and end date for that class. And of course, if you have an active membership, once enrollment opens, you will see that add to cart button. You click add to cart and you will get a little pop-up notice here that says item has been added to your cart. You can click OK, and then you can resume searching for your next class. So in addition to just being a way to explore our schedule, certainly right now when it's available for everybody to look at and just get your sense of what we're offering, you can do that. But then once enrollment opens, you can use that same functionality to also start signing up for classes, adding them to your cart, and again, proceeding through that checkout process. This leads to another feature or another side of the same feature, I guess I could say, um, which is another way, an easier way to see what classes you've enrolled in. Now, here's where I added the note at the last minute because, again, we are experiencing some technical difficulties with confirmation emails. So this will be a more important feature for right now for more people because this will be one of the best ways that you can confirm, like, okay, I went through all the checkout process, but let me make sure that my classes all went through. This feature that I'm about to tell you will show you that confirmation. It is conveniently called My Calendar. And again, it's all based on the member portal. So it's all based on signing into your member portal account. And there's that address once again, where you can go to the sign in button. When you sign in, you see a screen like this that will have, welcome and then your name. That's how you'll know you're signed in. What you're looking at right now is the account overview, which has some of your primary options for reviewing your account details or editing or making changes. If you ever want to know how you can get back to this screen within the member portal, there is this account option here on the black bar menu. If you click that, it will always take you back to this list. And the arrow that I have here pointing is to the My Calendar feature. So this is a way to see the classes that you've signed up with in more of a calendar visualization. So I'll go to the next screen where I took a screenshot. It was hard to capture everything on the screen, but you can see some of the basics here are similar. You can search your personal schedule by keyword if you know that you want to look for one class and make sure it's on there. You can search by status. So this is going to be really helpful if you want to see, hey, what classes was I waitlisted for? You can go to the status option, choose waitlist, hit search, and then only the classes that you're waitlisted for will show up. And then finally, of course, you can filter by term. So if you are interested in what you took 2 semesters ago, you can go down through this menu, choose a previous semester, and then refresh your memory on what your class schedule for that semester was. And again, there are different view options. I probably should have mentioned this on the registration calendar as well, but you can choose to see everything for a whole year. You can see everything in the month, which I think has more of a traditional square grid calendar format. You can see things just for the week, or you can narrow down to a specific day and see some things broken down by day. So again, I really encourage you all to go to both our registration calendar and even this My Calendar feature right now or before enrollment opens. Since these are new, I think it's a good time to go in and just kind of play around with it and make sure you've explored all of the features and feel comfortable with it. And certainly let us know if you notice anything that may or may not be working properly. It is a brand new feature, so we certainly want to have that feedback as well. Okay, I just have a final review because I want to reemphasize that we have 2 calendar options now that are new. The registration calendar, again, is publicly available from our homepage. It does allow you to search by keyword, category, instructor, there should be a comma there, location, and more. And it contains all of the classes, special events, lecture series, and special interest groups that we have scheduled. And again, once enrollment opens and you're signed into your account, you can click a class title to then be seen to show the full description and the add to cart button. So you can use this calendar feature to enroll as well. The My Calendar feature, again, is different because it's only available to each individual member in your member portal account. It does still have some basic search options, but it only contains the classes that you've enrolled in. So if you're using the My Calendar feature, that's something to keep in mind. It's only going to show you what you signed up for. It's not going to be the comprehensive schedule. One last bit, I do want to make sure everybody is aware, especially if you're potentially new to the program. During the semester, we do send out weekly updates. We've heard from members that this is a really helpful feature for them. So we typically try to get those out on Fridays during the semester. If you are a returning member, you know that that weekly email used to contain a reproduction of each upcoming week's schedule. I'll admit that that was pretty labor intensive for our part on as staff. And so we were looking for different ways that we might be able to do that more efficiently. And in combination with this new calendar feature that I just showed you, what we're going to start doing for the summer is including an easy link right to that registration calendar, because if you click that link, it defaults to show you everything that's coming up starting from the current day. So this is still going to be an easy, one click away link where you can see everything that we have coming up, which is what we've heard is what members really value from that weekly email. So that capability is still going to remain, and it will actually be a little bit more interactive because, again, you can choose to filter those results if you would like to. Our weekly email is also where we send out different important program updates. We try as best we can most weeks to not bombard you with a ton of emails. So we try to focus anything that's really important in that Friday email. And with some of the changes that we're making, this is going to create some more room for those important announcements as well, because we don't want to also give you an email that is forever long to scroll through. So you should start noticing that the emails themselves are shorter. And these also will contain those important links to our CC Young live streams. We always want to make it as easy as possible for people to access those. So each week you'll get that email and it will have an easy way for you to click the link to watch the live stream once that happens. The same for any classes that happen on Zoom, and the same for our recordings. So we will be sending out those weekly emails throughout the semester. So you never have to dig back in your inbox to see the email from 3 weeks ago. Each Friday, it's going to have hopefully all of the information you need, and including information about where our handouts are and our course evaluation form, which is really important. So please do contact us once the semester starts if you find that you're not receiving these weekly emails. The issue that we're currently navigating with Campus CE, or sorry, nobody knows what Campus CE is. The issue that we're currently navigating with our registration confirmation emails, we already had to go through with our weekly email system. So we fixed that. So all of those emails should be going through. So if you're not getting an email on Friday, please do let us know. All right, so without any further ado, I'm going to pass things on to Jamie to talk a little bit about our OLLI store.
Hi, everybody. I promise I'm not going to take up a lot of time. I just wanted to go ahead and take this opportunity to highlight just a couple of things from our OLLI store. As we all know, spring has sprung, and someday some is summer. Um, but basically, we all know that that's the time for spring cleaning, spring planting. Um, some of y'all love to do that. I know I sure do. And anyway, I just wanted to highlight a couple of things from our Ollie store that could make these processes more comfortable in the Texas heat, because we all know heat is brutal. So we do have a couple things in our store that might make it easier. We do have our lovely water bottle to keep you nice and hydrated while we're outside doing all the fun things. We also have our lovely Ollie visor to keep that sun out of your face, keep you from getting sunburned, because we all know that's fun. So anyway, I just wanted to highlight those couple of items. Keep you comfortable in Texas heat while still representing our Ollie. You can also see what else is available at our store. You can visit our website, olli.unt.edu/store, and that will take you to everything that is available at this particular time. Jordan, if you want to go to the next slide. I know you have seen probably in our weekly emails. We are also in the process of ordering some new stuff to be available. If not over the summer, definitely by the fall semester. And what more is our store for but to serve what the members want. We want you guys to be happy with what we have and to want what we have. And so we wanted to hear from you what your opinions are on what we should be ordering, what you might like to see in our store. So on your screen right now is a QR code if you're comfortable with doing that, if you want to do that to give us our opinions. There's also a link in the chat right now. If you have not given us your opinions and you would like to, we'd love to hear from you to help us make sure that we are providing what y'all would like. So that's all from me. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jamie. And I will add, so many of you might know we have been trying to send out that link in some of our emails, and we realized that we weren't sending the right link. So the link that's in the chat now will work. We have confirmed it. So if you had issues with some of the previous ones, and I take responsibility for at least one of those, I messed up and sent the wrong one. So
That
the
that
link
was
that's in the
definitely me too. So thank you for all who reached out, letting me know, hey, it doesn't work. So
And then I'll put in another plug. So as Jamie mentioned, you can go online to see what's on our store. She's also set it up so that you can make an order online and choose a shipping option. So if you do find something that you like, you can pay for it online, and then Jamie will work to get it shipped to you if that's what you would like. You can also pick it up from our office if you'd like. So that is everything that we have going on. And so we'd like to open up the floor for some questions. And then I will say after we respond to those questions, if anybody wants to hang on, I'm more than happy to do a live demonstration of our calendar feature as well. So I do see one question in the chat about how to cancel a class. Emailing the OLLI office is the primary way, or it is the way to let us know if you are no longer able to attend a class. We definitely recognize that some members maybe are looking for other options for that, but I'll say it really is helpful for us because we do process those and reach out to people on the wait list for full classes. So being able to have that clear notice is helpful for us so that because we do have those follow-up procedures. So that really is what we are looking for. And we're really grateful for everybody who does that. Those cancellations are coming in all the time. And Will, our student assistant, is really good about helping us process that so that we can get that information out to people on the wait list. We certainly understand there are times where we reach out to people on the wait list and they've made other plans, but all that helps that process move forward so we can get as many people into empty seats for full classes as possible. And I will actually go ahead and change the setting now too, so that you are all able to unmute yourself. So if you're more comfortable unmuting yourself, please feel free to do that now and just kind of say, hey, I have a question, and I'd be happy to answer it. Okay, I'm not seeing anybody unmute. Here's a question in the chat. Okay, we have somebody who had a wife sign up and is wondering if she needs a name tag. So yes, every new OLLI member will get an OLLI ID card. However, it does take a little bit of time to get that processed, and certainly right now we have a lot of people who will be joining. So Elisa tries to order those in batches. So it may take some time, maybe at least maybe 2 to 3 weeks, depending on. Oh, yeah, okay, I got it right. 2 to 3 weeks. So if you haven't received your OLLI ID card by the time you're ready to attend your first class, don't worry about that at all. We have, again, we have enrollment for these classes, so there will be a sign-in sheet and your name will be on the sheet. So there won't be any problem with you attending a class. So Pam was paying very close attention. So I did have June 12th on the slide for one of the tours of the Texas Fashion Collection. Megan, is that correct? Okay.
Sorry, nobody heard that. I was talking. Let me double check. So there's so many dates in my head. Sometimes I can't keep track of all of it. And as Jordan said, we just finished summer and now I'm into fall. So I don't even know what month it is at the moment. Yes, it's June 12th, the in-person, and then July 10th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Those are the two in-person tours. And then the virtual is July 17th from 1 to 2:30. So it's the same time, but June 12th and July 10th are the in-person, and then the virtual is July 17th.
All right. So I am not sure how to ask this, but I'm curious if anybody would like me to go ahead and walk through the registration calendar feature. I think I'll probably go ahead and do that regardless, because I just realized it would also be on the recording for anybody who's watching. So if you'd like to stick around for this demonstration, please feel free to do so. If you have gotten everything that you need, I again encourage you to go play with the calendar right now, and we really appreciate you being here. But I'm going to go to our home page, and then I'm going to start the share screen all over again. If I can move this, I'll fold this down. All right, I saw at least one person in the chat is looking forward to this. So, can you let me know, staff, the screen is
I can
showing?
see it. I can
All
see
right,
the
so
screen.
again, we're right on our home page here, and there's the search our calendar button. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And again, takes us directly to this calendar feature. So I know that Megan is teaching about, wait, do we have your superhero class this summer? Yeah,
We
okay.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was thrown off because like, oh yeah, your name dropped down. I was like, I don't see Brian there. So if I can spell superhero,
Yes.
then we will hit search. And what do you know? Oh, that's
There's
right. There's
two.
more than
Yeah.
one. So
Yeah.
can be one of the fun things. Was looking for one class and I found another, but you can kind of see this might be a good demonstration because you can see on June 16th, Megan's teaching this in Keller, and then on June 26th, she is teaching this in Lantana. But if we click on either one of these titles, it's actually going to show us both. So that's what I was referring to earlier, where, when you click on a class title, sometimes you never know. Maybe this date doesn't work for you, and even though Keller is your favorite location, maybe you say like, hey, the date for Lantana works better for me, so I'm going to sign up for that one because I'll do a little bit of driving and make sure I attend this class that I want. Um, and probably what another thing people are looking for is location. So let's look for everything that's taking place in the UNT Support and Services building. Again, if we hit search, then we can see that we're just getting the results, some of the remaining classes this spring, but then starting the summer, we're seeing everything that's going on in the UNT Support and Services building. And I'll point out that because I didn't choose any other filters, we're getting every category and any instructor. So trying to think of what other oh, I do want to show a little bit about the different views. So right now it's defaulting to this list view, which you can just kind of scroll through everything, but again, it'll go all the way to the end of the semester. If we wanted to say view things in the month format, there's not a lot going on in April, so I'll use this arrow to go to June. You can visualize things this way. Now, again, everything has its kind of pros and cons. You can see there's not a ton of information you can see because of the limited space here. But if you prefer to look at this grid and say, hey, I want to know everything that's going on Thursday the 11th, you can see there's Steve's SIG that we mentioned there. You can still click on any of those titles to see what's going on. And again, once enrollment opens, if you were signed into your member account, you would see an add to cart button there. I'll show maybe one more, the week list. This might be useful for some folks to see by the week. And again, it's just a different view option. So this is what kind of why I'm recommending that people go to this feature and play around with all of the options because you might have your own preference, and I'm sure it'll be different for every person, what view you prefer. And I realize I've mentioned a few times that you can sign in once you do this. So again, I was at our homepage. I clicked that search our calendar button and was taken to the screen. And this is essentially the member portal. So you can see there's a sign in button right there if you wanted to sign in. If you wanted to come back to this calendar, there's a handy link right there. So anytime you're on another screen, let's say you clicked the course catalog, which takes you to, again, this screen that many members may be familiar with, where you can click on each of the categories that way. But if you're like, oh, you know what, I wanted the calendar view back, click that again, and you're right there. So I think I see a notification in the chat. I want to make sure that's not a question. Oh, special events. Want me to try special events? Let's do special events and local trips. Search. And you can see all of the special events that Megan just discussed. So again, it is a very new feature. This will be our first semester rolling it out. So if you have any feedback, please let us know. We'll do what we can to fine tune this as we go on. But it looks like there aren't any other questions, so I'll just say that it's great to see so many of your faces. Those of you who got your cameras on, we appreciate you all being here. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you in class this summer. Reach out to our office if you have any questions. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.